We're the American Red Devils, and we're previewing Manchester United's next match in the FA Cup fourth round proper against Leicester City. The Foxes, sir, we're familiar with them. We played them a few times this season already. Ruud van Nistelrooy, our interim manager, he's coming back up to Old Trafford for United because we're a cup team. Let's be honest. This season, frustrating, challenging, disappointing, heartbreaking at times, but we're a mess in the league. But you know what? This is not about the league this year. We're going to do whatever it takes to not get relegated. I'm feeling better and better about that. We're almost at 30 points, sir. Usually the magic number to stay up in the Premier League historically, even though some teams this year might not need 30 points to stay up, given the state of play down there. But it's all about the cups. It's all about the Europa League and the FA Cup. FA Cup, oldest cup competition in the game, really. Love winning it. We're the holders. I want to win it you know, the fact that we're even in the first place after the heroics at the Emirates, after Bayern's unbelievable penalty saves both in the game and during the penalty shootout, the resiliency we showed there. This team is frisky in cups, and then we fold like laundry in the league. So let's get to the cup. I'm excited about it. If we win the FA Cup, we're back in the Europa League. We're back in, Europe Light. That will pay the bills. That goes a long way. That helped this year. But I really care about the Europa League. But at the end of the day, this is great. It's at home. Not the best draw, not the worst. We got a Premier League team, but we got one of the lower Premier League teams. And you know what? We're at home, so let's wipe out the Palace loss and let's focus on the cups. The cups are going to pay the bills this year. So let's not overlook FA Cup. It is very serious stuff. We need to win it. Let's go for it. Big game on Friday. Can't wait.
Defending champs, sacked our manager, but we're back for more, and that's what this is all about. It's fourth round proper, Leicester City. This should be easy for the lads. It's about the level. I'm confident we're above Leicester City as far as finding a level in the cup competition. You have to think getting through Arsenal away, home against Leicester, we could show some backbone, find the net a few times, and have a confident win. Like you said, if you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League. That helped out this team this year. Would like to get Champions League through the Europa League, but this is another path to getting Europe, another path to getting some more cash that'll help us with the rebuild that Amorim desperately needs. So this is the game that I'm focused on. When it comes to the league, it's about the manager trying new things, finding players who can put in a shift, and not getting relegated. Cups are what are going to pay the bills, like you said. And so this is a big game. I will be disappointed if United loses. Crystal Palace is just eating L's in the league. Salt them up, put some hot sauce. But Leicester, it's war. Got to win. Got to get into the fifth round.
That's what it's all about. This is the opportunity to make something of this season. It's not just about getting an old manager in, new manager, old manager out, new manager in. This is about having something to hang your hat on beyond just a bottom half of the table finish, which it looks to be. Forget that shit. As long as we stay up, you win one of these cups, you're in a great position. You're back in Europe. Ideally scenario is I want the Champions League money, but we're not ready to play in the Champions League. I'm going to be playing in Europa League next year, but
you want Champions League for the simple fact that you can attract better talent.
No, and you get more money.
That's obviously not that much more, but it is more. But you want Champions League because players will look. Manchester United Champions League, they want that, and the fact that Champions League is expanded, you'd like to get in, sir.
You'd like to get in. We're Manchester fucking United. We want to be playing the premier competition in Europe. At the moment, the team's on its knees. You take Europa League. You take either.
Of course.
So this is a big game. It's at home. It's a team that we have to be winning against. They're fucking struggling. They're dying. Poor Ruud, I don't know if he's going to make it. He's in a tough position. They're struggling for wins. So we need to go put him under the knife. Not be an opportunity where we were against Palace, where we had early opportunities, didn't take them. We let our opposition grow into the game at our own house. And then they just outmuscled us. And Leicester aren't as good as Palace, but if we give them opportunities and we let the game drag, Salty Vardy, he only needs one chance, and all of a sudden they can just slow the game down. That's exactly what they want to be. So United have to come out. They got to show conviction. We got to play to win. We're already going to be feeling the lack of Martinez, man. That's such a fucking bummer. We don't even know the update yet. We'll keep you posted when we do. But it's a big, big game on Friday against the Foxes at home. FA Cup. Let's go.
Quick PSA for the podcast. Support the American Red Devils on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, comment below. It's free. Helps the channel. You should just do it. Subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, please head over to YouTube. Search American Red Devils. Subscribe to the channel. Support the Muppet Take. Help us get found by other Manchester United fans around the world. Also, check out our Patreon page. If you want to go the extra mile, support the podcast, patreon.com/America Devils. We do a behind-the-scenes episode every month. Tons of other benefits. Great community as well. Check out our Patreon page and our store. We got merch. We got the trucker hats. We have scarves. We have hoodies, blankets, beanies, posters, pins if you're into that, stickers as well. Check it out. Grab some merch. Everything you buy supports this podcast, and do we need it? It's been a rough year, sir. The fact that we're showing up week in, week out, recording the pod, blogging about this squad, AmericaDevils.com. Check it out. Tell about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast, wherever you listen. It's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. Send a screenshot of that review to AmericanDevils@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll personally pick, pack, and ship free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world. We are the American Devils. Let's get in to that preview, sir. It's the Foxes, Leicester City. Leicester Foss, they're headed up to Old Trafford. Let's get into it. To the holders, sir. Let's go.
All right, we're breaking it down. Manchester United, Leicester City, the Foxes. Friday, February 7th, noon Pacific. I like that kickoff. Friday afternoon football. I'll take it. The FA Cup. It's the oldest cup competition in the game, sir. Made by the Football Association, founded in 1871. Yep, they made the beautiful game, and it ain't coming home anytime soon. We are in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and we're coming home to Old Trafford, which means we got a weather report from Alex.
What is the weather going to be, sir? It's going to be Friday Night Lights. It's going to be 6 degrees Celsius. That's going to be low 40s for you normal people with Fahrenheit. Slight wind, so decent weather, all things considered. Alex's Scran Watch. We're going English, baby. Get me some beads and toast. Ye old Cockin. I can't believe you guys have places even named the Cockin, but we're headed to the Cock. Look at all those. Let's check out John's food reaction. A lot of fried food, sir.
I mean, this isn't the worst thing I've seen, actually. This is survivable.
Salt.
this is survivable English
khaki food.
Here. Like,
that's where they thrive.
That
pie looks all right.
The real question is, what's in this cup here? I think that's gravy. I don't know. The chicken wings.
It looks dry.
They look
dry.
Sir, you don't go there for the food.
You go for the cock.
There for the good times. Oh, we got an old English breakfast. Alex is a big fan.
What's I'm not a fan of that. What is that? What's that thing in the middle?
You're a big blood sausage guy.
I do like a good blood sausage. You just seldom get a good blood sausage. Tell us about the Foxes, sir. Leicester City.
Well, the history on Leicester City, founded in 1884 as Leicester Foss FC, became known as Leicester City in 1919. They moved to Filbert Street in 1891 and were elected to the Football League in 1894 and moved to the nearby King Power Stadium in 2002. Everybody knows the Blue. Everybody knows they won the league against Tottenham Hotspur. 15-16 Premier League title after getting promoted. The impossible finish through was unbelievable to watch. Made history.
Still unbelievable. A decade later, it's like still you can't even believe it.
Ruud van Nistelrooy leading the line. Tell us about the man. I think we know about him.
We know him. 48-year-old Dutch manager. He was an interim manager for Manchester United this very season. Killer striker. One of the finest number 9s that's ever played at United. Had a falling out with Sir Alex Ferguson about the youngsters coming in, i.e. Ronaldo and Rooney. He's having a tough go. Let's be honest. Leicester, he won a bunch of games as interim, including 2 games against Leicester when he was kind of running the show before Ruben Amorim showed up in early to mid-November. And he's had a tough go at Leicester. They're struggling to survive. They're in the bottom. They're in 18th place. They still have a chance, but they haven't been getting results. Let's talk about their summer signings. I don't think any of them would really hit the ground running in a major way. Skip was the big one from Tottenham. IU as well, coming from Palace. Old man is always, Fatua is supposed to be a player.
Jordan Ayew from Crystal Palace. Look, they have some names, but they're struggling. Leicester City been bouncing. They won the league, and they've been struggling for form. They got cooked by Everton yesterday, 4-0. Tottenham, they did beat Spurs. That game we're actually supposed to go to hysterically. Fulham beat them 2-0. Crystal Palace got them. They lost to Crystal Palace 2-0. We lost to Crystal Palace 2-0. Something tells me the game this weekend will be decently close between the two sides and players to watch. Red Bull Vodka, watch out for Jamie Vardy because he has scored against United a few times and he likes scoring at Old Trafford.
He does. 38 years old, unbelievable. He's still going. He's got Red Bull Vodka running through his veins, like you said. He'd be the top scorer in Manchester United this season. We could use a player with his grit and determination, a proper old, the last guard of that generation. Even they're a dying breed, like a dinosaur. The players like that, like smoking butts at halftime and drinking Red Bull before they go on the pitch, they just don't exist anymore. He's, like I said, he's a dinosaur, and I love Jamie Vardy. I wish he came to Manchester United. We should have signed fucking half that team from Leicester City after they won the title. That's what Fergie would have done. But either way, let's get into 11, sir. Who they got?
Obviously, talked about him. Salty Vardy, Harry Winks came from Tottenham Hotspur. Vestergaard, former bridge troll, played
Giant
for Southampton. Thought we should have signed him, but really, they're there for the ticket. This should be one of the easier teams to dispatch that still is in the Premier League from the FA Cup. It's the fourth round. What I'm worried about is more what is United going to do? What did we learn against Crystal Palace? But before we do that, let's check out the bookie, sir.
Heavy favorites, United. Minus 350 at home, plus 470 for the draw, plus 750 for Leicester City away, sir. I think I'm up. I don't even remember, or you might be up. You tell me, sir. Your memory's better than mine.
You're up on the match prediction here.
Okay, I'm calling 3-1 Manchester United.
3-1. I'm going to go with a win as well. I'm going to go 1-0. It's going to be less convincing, but we'll get the clean sheet. I don't think we're going to clearly dispatch Leicester City right away, but, I think it's going to be up for discussing. We should break down the Manchester United 11 as well before we talk about exactly who might win, because the manager this game is going to have to be making a bunch of changes. Or what do you think?
Well, I think the big question is, does he go with the same 11 that we saw against Palace the other day? Does he stick with no number 9, even though Xerxes is not a number 9? But, neither of Xerxes or Højlund up front. Does he stick with Garnacho and Ahmad on the wing? So this is the 11 from the Palace game, sir. You can read us through it.
Onana, Euro, Maguire, Martinez. Obviously, Martinez went down with a horrific knee injury. Mazraoui, Ugarte, Bruno. Then we have Dalot, Diallo, Manu, and Garnacho. So as far as the 11 goes, I think it's pretty straightforward. If Luke Shaw's ready, he just comes in for Martinez. But Luke Shaw's that type of player where you got to give him 30 minutes on the other side. Then you got to give him 40 minutes on the other side.
Bro.
Then you got to he's obviously not
ready. He's ready for seconds, but he ain't ready.
So you would have to roll De Ligt or Maguire and then put Mazraoui where Euro should be. I think we got to give Euro a blow. I'm feeling mentally he's kind of he's been a liability as of late. He's a youngster. It just looks like a giraffe on roller skates out there at sometimes.
Well, that's going to happen. He's like a big lad. He's coming into a toughest league in the world, and he's still getting up to the speed. So I think you've seen moments of how good he can be. You've definitely seen moments of him getting exposed. This is going to be an interesting one.
Mazraoui,
Mazraoui's got to push back to the back three. I have to agree. I think Euro gets a blow, but that left center back position, who do you put there?
I was thinking you put Mazraoui there. Mazraoui has played there behind.
And then you put De Ligt in Euro spot and Magoo. You have to stick with Magoo.
Yeah, I think that. So that's really the big question. What do you do with the defense? And then you're looking at Dalot and Ahmad wing backs. I think you got to run it back with Ugarte and Bruno. And then up front is kind of where you should get creative, because you have to rotate Ahmad to wing back in that scenario, because you just man down on the back line, and then it's really who jumps in. Do you keep Manu? I think you keep Manu, Garnacho, and then you put in Højlund. I think you got to give the striker another run. There just aren't a lot of options. You could run this back, but because of the injury in the back line, it's going to affect who plays up front. So this is a really interesting one for Ruben Amorim. Thankfully, it's Leicester City and not Manchester City. So I think you can get away with it.
Yeah, and we're going to have to figure out the new back three because it actually was coming together. Unfortunately, Martinez
It's Shaw
is so...
long term. It's Shaw long term.
I know, but he's not. Nothing about Shaw is long term, unfortunately. But this could be interesting because he doesn't have to go as defensively with the wingback positions, right? So like he doesn't have to necessarily play Maz and Delo. You can push Ahmad back. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm excited to see what it is. Because like you said, it's all with the cups. The cups are what I'm up for. FA Cup. Let's go for the double. FA Cup, Europa League. Why not? But this is an exciting game. Friday Night Lights. Lots to look forward to. Big match. Give me some Tums.
I think, unfortunately for all of Manchester United fans, I think that we aren't winning either. And
We aren't winning either?
We're not winning either.
I think
of
we're
these
winning
competitions. I think it's my heart wants both, but my mind is looking at what we realistically have out there. And if you don't have someone who's going to score your goals, like even Murata going to Galatasaray, you're like, why can't he just make a stop in Manchester? Like, I don't like him. I don't rate him, but like, surely we're better, more attractive than Galatasaray, and we could use a guy for the next 4 months. So
we just need to pay. We just need to be willing to pay somebody's wages, and I think Ineos are like, we don't want to pay nobody's wages.
But surely Murata's wages are less than what we're saving on Marcus Rashford. And
I would
so
agree.
what's the point?
No, we need somebody.
Like, we have to have somebody, and it's just like,
They got 1 day.
I just don't think you can. Obviously, we're recording this February 2nd before the January window's over, so maybe we've signed somebody. If so, you can ignore this statement, but you need a striker. You need someone who can score goals in this team. We're dying. The engine hasn't even gotten started as far as I'm concerned from a goal scoring perspective since Erik ten Hag was in charge in August. Like, we need to find something up front, and either that's going to be insert loan option A or Xerxes, Hoyland, Garnacho, Ahmad. Like, somebody's got to start doing it. And
I mean, remember, let's think about our last FA Cup final win and the winning goal. It's like Rashford was involved in that game. We have less of a squad than we did January 1. You know, it's
but
like
he didn't score like the win. Like, he
I
wasn't.
know,
He didn't do anything.
But he was playing. What I'm saying is, today we had no options off the bench. Or the other day when we played Palace, we have no options right now. It's like if you play Ahmad and Garnacho, you have no pace coming on.
Yeah, speaking of FA Cup final win, like, Lingard came off the bench to score the winner. Like, you know, we had players used to come on, score winners, affect games. Like, we don't even have starters that can affect games. Like, that's kind of where like, Jesse Lingard obviously fell off, but the potential at the time was we had young kids who can come on, score in big moments. And like, we don't have game changers. We don't even have players who can make a goal. Like, Zlatan would be a great example. Like, he'd start a game, he'd own it, he'd win you the game, win you a final.
Ahmad's like Ahmad.
It's Ahmad. Yeah,
Ahmad, occasionally Bruno, but like that's about it.
All right, that's it. That's the podcast. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, comment down below. What do you think? Is United going to win? Are we going to make it through? What do you think about the 11? I think there's really interesting questions. It'll be. I'm curious to see how Amorim sets up against Leicester City, given Leach's injury and everything in between, plus the fact we're not scoring. So I think lots of questions. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And, sir, give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number one, we appreciate all our fans around the world. You guys are the best, keeping the lights on at ARD. It's been a tough season, tough couple of years. Number one, how you doing? How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, Brooklyn, New York, Manchester, England, Dublin, Ireland, Houston, Texas, New York, Dallas, Texas, Melbourne, Australia, and Philadelphia, PA. Appreciate all American Red Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. Always darkest for the dawn. It's pitch fucking black. But hey, we got cups to play for. We got cups to win. There's a lot of season left. EPL's only going one way, but let's go. Big game. Leicester City. No excuses. Play like a champion. Not all 3 points. We got to move forward on to the next round.
Proper.
Let's go.
On the line.